Hello, fellow readers. Welcome to Two Gals in a Book podcast. We are here on episode 13. Today we are going to talk to you about The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Yes, as you can see on Lily's cover, this book will be made into a movie. Well, actually, it was already made into a movie, and the movie's coming out December 19th. So we plan to go. Hopefully, we will make it there, and we'll tell you all about the movie and see how it was similar to the book. Remember that in this podcast, you learn about us and you learn about you in the process of reading or discussing the book. So Lily's going to give you a brief summary of the book without giving you too many details because we want you to be hooked, to the plot and to the twists, which there are many. So I'll just let you.
Yes. And for those that are new to our channel and you're listening to us for the very first time, if you can just like and subscribe to our channel, that would help us out a lot. And our goal really is to get to 100 subscribers. It might not seem like a lot, but to us, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So and to tell you a little bit about us, what brought us together to do this is our love for books, because we believe every book does take you on an adventure. So in our channel, we like to read books and then go somewhere that's going to remind us or relate to the book. And so we are here at La Chateau Garden Bistro, and we'll tell you at the end where it's at because it's such a cute little spot. And there was just a little small mention of a French restaurant. So
in the book. So we'll tell you when we get there because we want you to know what brought us here when we get to that part.
But it's a really cute spot, and there's a reason why we're wearing white. You want it to look classy, right?
Yes.
I think we do. I don't know. Tell us if we do or not. If you like our
attire.
Yes, our attire on a Sunday morning. Okay, but for the summary. So The Housemaid is a psychological thriller. And our main character here is Millie, who has a criminal past. And she is hired to be this live-in maid, right, for a very wealthy family, the Winchesters, I believe. And so as the book unravels, she starts to notice there are secrets within this family. And we get to learn about them along with her. And so we are here to take you on this very thrilling ride because it was quite the twist.
One of the things that I enjoyed about the book, I didn't see it coming, was how the first half we get Millie's side of the story, right? And then the second half we get, what was her name? Nina's side of the story. I didn't expect that. And of course, it's a reminder of what it's like to get the full picture, right? How everybody has their own narrative and their own way of processing reality. And so when you hear Nina, you're like, what? Wait a minute. It's the same event retold, but with a different perspective. And it totally changes the reality. And you wonder, right? As always is with many of our books. Who do I believe?
Yeah, exactly. And, I was thinking when you said that, I would also to hear Andy's side of the story.
And you know who was missing, in my opinion? Their daughter.
Her side of the story.
I would have liked to hear her side of the story because I feel like there was a big disconnect between the way Millie described this little girl and the way Nina described her daughter. That the plot, the storyline did align because they recounted the same events from their own perspectives. But I feel that it didn't align when they were talking about this little girl. She was definitely an interesting child.
She really was.
And I feel like they were talking about two completely different girls.
And she definitely added to the storyline.
Yes.
So
are we ready, Lily?
As we do, we are going to get into our deep dive. This is really what we do. Deep dive and discussions and relate and to the book.
We go page by page. We like to highlight some quotes and have some discussion about, how this relates to life, the normal day comings and goings. So I start on page 4, and I found it interesting that from the beginning, again, let's remind you, dear reader, that we're hearing Millie's side. So she is interviewing for this position, and she mentions that Nina Winchester is wearing all white or cream-colored outfits. And you can tell just by looking at her that her clothing is painfully expensive, unlike mine. Mine is just white, not painfully expensive or expensive for that matter. And she notices that it's labeled clothing like, you know, it's expensive labels. And I just wanted to comment on the fact that, you know, sometimes people, I mean, what does that say about us, what we wear, right? And the labels we use, and is that really what defines the quality of clothing we wear, our social status, right? How some people choose to wear certain clothing to show, right, where they are in terms of status.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned that, because my sister, and she's probably going to listen to this and laugh about this, but she would always, like, you know, she's a fashionista and she finds the best clothes at TJ Maxx and Ross. I can't do that. But she'll come and say, oh, this is, you know, certain brand. Like,
I got it for this much. I got it.
That's great, but are you going to wear it inside out?
Yes.
Are people going to see the label? Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. So,
and I guess people that wear those labels are the ones that recognize them, right?
But it's funny that Millie
yes.
is recognizing it. Maybe just the way she's wearing it shows, right? That's true.
Yeah. She didn't tell us exactly how she knew, but it's just, I guess she assumed that she lives in this house. Her clothes looks expensive. You're next, Lee.
We will tell you where we're at.
So
I am on page 6. And so Millie goes, it starts off, she goes on this interview, and it takes about a couple of weeks maybe for her to get a call back from Nina, the housewife, and ask her to come and work for their family. And she's talking about, you know, she didn't have a home. She's living out of her car. She didn't have a job. So she's desperate for this job. And it says here, after a month of living in your car, you realize the importance of some of the little things in life. A toilet, a sink, being able to straighten your legs out while you're sleeping. I miss that last one most of all. It said we don't appreciate on a daily basis are the little things, right? That
the comforts of home
don't have, right? She's being forced to value the smallest conveniences that some people may not have. So it's, you think like, and I'm like, I have a toilet.
Yes.
I have a bed.
I can stretch my legs.
I can stretch my legs. Yeah. So you start to sympathize with her.
And appreciate the things that we do have, right? That we take for granted. On page 9, sometimes we're aligned. Today we started early. I'll start. There's a quote towards the bottom of the page where Millie, she gets a tour of the house, and
this is when she's hired, right?
I can't remember if she's showing her already.
Is after.
Yes, because she says you'll have your own bathroom. So she's showing her living quarters, which is up in the attic. And at the end of the page, Millie says that there's something about this room that makes her, that's making a little ball of dread form in the pit of my stomach. So from the beginning, we know, okay, something's up with this creepy room. And, you know, we've had this discussion before. Our bodies tell us when something is wrong. And here's another book where off the bat, we're not listening to our body. So she clearly, that's the whole plot of this book. She feels this this ball in the pit of her stomach. This room feels weird and creepy. But again, like Lily just said, she's desperate. She needs a place to live. So she's going to ignore that creepy feeling in her body telling her, no, don't live here. And she's going to go ahead and accept the job.
Yeah, and, you know, she's taking a tour and she sees what a big house, right? So beautiful. And yet her living quarters are going to be a very small attic, a very small window that does not open, a door that locks from the outside, not from the inside. So she's getting this eerie feeling. And like you said, she's desperate. So that desperation is making her minimize that danger. Because I would think like, I would have run to the hills. But she can't, because she's thinking, it's this or my car.
And one of the other things that is worrying her is that she's afraid her parole officer is going to find out she's been living out of her car.
And that she doesn't have a job anymore.
So she really needs to find a job. So on page 10, we spoke to you about the Winchester child. And on page 10, there's a really interesting description of her. And in my opinion, when I read this, I was like, hey, there's another red flag. The girl is wearing a pale blue dress trimmed in white lace, and she's staring at me like she can see right through me, right through my soul. Do you know those movies about the scary cult of like creepy kids who can read minds and worship the devil and live in the cornfields or something? Well, if they were casting for one of those movies, this girl would get the part. They wouldn't even have to audition her. They would take one look at her and be like, yes, you are creepy girl number 3. So she's looking at this girl, feeling these feelings, and she still accepts the job.
Yeah, and you know, knowing that we're going to be watching the movie,
yes,
I'm curious to see who they casted for this little girl and how they're going to make her look creepy. And if they are, if they're going to follow the book like that. Yeah, because she's painting her. I mean, I think she does a really good job about describing the characters.
Yes.
To give you, to paint the picture.
Sorry, the noise is distracting us. Hopefully not you.
Yeah.
You still have more on page 11?
I do.
Go ahead.
So, talking about creepy stuff. So, and she still describing her, now she's describing Cece's room. Cece is the name of the little girl. Mrs. Winchester pecks her daughter on the top of her blonde head, and then the little girl scurries off to her bedroom. She doubtless has a creepy dollhouse in there where the dolls come to life at night. Maybe one of the dolls will be the one to kill me. So and it made me think, like, what makes dolls creepy? I'm afraid of dolls.
Yeah, I'm not. But it's the eyes. I think a lot of people say it's the eyes.
Yeah, and it's like, what makes these dolls creepy? Yes. Like, long story short, when I went to Mexico a long time ago with my dad, I think I was 20, and we were going to be sleeping in this room, and I don't know whose room it was, but there were dolls lying all around. Okay, I was 20, and I told my aunt, I can't sleep here.
Oh, wow.
They had to bring down those creepy dolls. And it's not just, it's not the eyes, the eyelids that move. But when their hair is matted, and that does not help.
Well, and let's remind, I'm sure you know about this place in Mexico, Isla Muñecas.
Yes.
I've never been, but I mean, there's a creepy undertone to it too, right?
Definitely. And I think,
so yes.
And there's a term called uncanny valley. When it's a term that they use for the movies, right? To make these dolls appear human-like to where it makes it seem creepy.
Well, and there's horror movies about like Chucky. Like Chucky is a doll that is killing people.
Yeah.
So yes.
So that's what she's like, one of these dolls is going to kill me.
Yes. But it wasn't the dolls.
No, I was just like...
But it's setting the stage for us, right? So on page 12, we meet, and you also bookmarked it. Wow, didn't you? We meet, Enzo is his name, the gardener, the very handsome Italian gardener. So Millie notices him, and she says that there's something in his expression that sends a chill down my spine. And then he shakes his head almost imperceptibly, almost like he's trying to warn me. So another red flag. So far it's like 3 or 4 flags, and she's going to ignore them all.
It's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me share with you. This is my Post-it, and this is Araceli's Post-it. Another red flag.
Yes. We should start carrying a little red flag because we see those in every book.
Red flag.
Red flag, read your reader.
But Millie is going to ignore it.
Yes, she's just, because again, remember, Lily just told you the way she's living, and it's not pleasant.
Would you ignore it?
I don't know. I've never, thankfully, that I recall. I don't know, my childhood, I've been in a situation like that. But, and going back to how she's living, I will read part of page 13 to you. Because my comment was, this is the challenge of being unhoused, which is, by the way, the correct term. I was taught no longer homeless. Unhoused.
Unhoused.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Claudia, for that.
Thank you.
So now I'm enjoying my lunch in the back seat of the car. I do have a hot plate that I can plug into the cigarette lighter for special occasions, but mostly I eat sandwiches, lots and lots of sandwiches. I've got a cooler where I store the cold cuts and cheese, and I've got a loaf of white bread, 99 cents at the supermarket, and then the snacks, of course, bags of chips, crackers with peanut butter, Twinkies. The unhealthy options are endless. So this is how she survived for the last couple of months, we said, right?
She's describing where she's at now, having a little room to what she
could. I mean, even though, like we said, there's so many red flags, in her opinion, that is still better than the way she's living now. On page 16, my comment was just regarding the challenges that Millie is facing now that she's been reintroduced to society. There are no support systems for her. On page 16, we learn that she spent the last 10 years of her life in prison. We won't find out until much later what she did, but 10 years is a long time.
That is a long time.
And clearly it's something that happened when she was a teenager because she's a young lady.
Yeah.
And we are left wondering what she did throughout,
Like, what could you possibly do to be
10 years? Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years,
Yeah.
And so she's just let out. You know, we don't know what kind of training, what kind of learning she did in prison.
Yeah.
And now she has to survive and adapt. And clearly she's struggling with that.
And she's trying to keep that from her employer at this point.
Yes. Of course, who wants to hire somebody that was in prison for 10 years? So on page 28, you know, we start seeing more red flags, right? This is Millie's already starting to work at the I forgot their name. Winchester household. And she's going through the house and she says the kitchen is the worst of it. In addition to whatever is in the garbage bin itself, there are 2 other garbage bags in the kitchen spilling over with their contents. One of the bags has a rip in the bottom and it smells. She says she gags. She's about to throw up. There's a pile of dishes in the sink. And remember, in the first pages, we saw this impeccably dressed woman. And all of a sudden, once she's going to start working there, the place is filthy. And the first thing I thought, okay, this woman has a mental health issue. Nina, right? Like, you know, she's a stay-home mom, a housewife. Why is she living in this filth? And why is her husband okay with it? Those are kind of my questions.
Yeah,
right
initially Millie's reaction is like, why do they need a housemaid?
When she first went,
because everything was so clean. The next day, a mess.
A mess. Yes.
How
weird? Yes.
It's a family of 3.
Yes. How did it get this bad?
But like you said, you start to wonder, like, what is wrong?
It's almost like Nina wanted to impress whoever she was going to hire and had a nice clean house. And then once this person accepted, okay, I can be me, I guess.
Yeah.
The true me. 37. You know, we've brought up mace, the pepper spray. It saddens me to read that women need it. It's almost an essential item when you're walking anywhere or living on your own. So in this page 37, Millie tells us that she has been sleeping with her mace next to her while she was unhoused. And now that she's in this tiny little room, it feels good to be in a bed in her own room where she doesn't have to constantly be wondering where her mace spray is at.
And so to go back to when she first saw the room, she noticed there were nail scratches.
Oh, yeah.
On the door frame, right? On the door.
From the inside,
From the inside. And in the tiny little closet, there was a bucket, a blue bucket. It's like, why?
Why is this bucket here?
Yeah. So again, starts thinking, but who cares?
Yes.
I have a
room. I have a bed.
A cot.
Yes.
It was like a cot.
Yes, cot. Yes. At least that's how I imagine it. Again, it's interesting to see how it will look like on the big screen, right? Page 4.
I have something.
Yes, you're first.
What is it? Do you agree? It says it's different shopping for the So she's also doing the shopping for them. It's different shopping for the Winchesters. I go straight for the finest cuts of meat. I'll look up on YouTube how to cook them. I sometimes used to cook steak for my father, but that was a long time ago. If I buy expensive ingredients, they'll come out good no matter what I do. Do you think that's true?
She claims to be a good cook, right? She told us that from the beginning.
Where did she learn that?
Right? And that's one of the holes. No, we don't. We are not told how.
And so, what did I put here? Oh my gosh, something about sounds impressive. So it might look good, right? Because it's expensive, but is it good? And does the amount of money you spend on food to prepare it, does that make a difference, right?
Yes.
So
I don't know. We've eaten this podcast has taken us to many places, and we've tried lots of food.
Yes.
And it's most of the time been pretty and delicious. So
I
maybe
like
there
food.
is some truth to it. Yes.
Yeah.
49. My question was, what kind of energy do we display? So here, Millie is telling us about the house. And she says it's so much quieter when Nina isn't there. I'm not sure why, but she just has an energy that fills the entire space. So I just wanted us to be more conscientious, right, of the type of energy that we emanate.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of, for the record, yours is very positive, Lily. That's why I like to hang out with you.
Thank you. That's why we're grouped together.
Yes. So yes, just to recognize that that we do emanate a certain type of energy, and what energy do we want to emanate when we're around other people. Just letting you know, dear reader, to be more conscientious of that. Because clearly Nina is not a pleasant person to be around, according to Millie.
No, and we'll find. Anyways, moving on.
So on page 53, my question is regarding Cecilia. I also asked here, like, okay, well, how are we going to diagnose her? So this is a chicken nugget issue, apparently.
Oh, yes.
So I forgot his name, Lily.
Andy.
Andy is prepared. She won't eat the beautiful dinner that Cecilia won't eat the beautiful dinner that Millie prepared. She wants her chicken nuggets. That is what she eats every day. And so Andy is giving Millie a lesson in how to prepare the chicken nuggets, because apparently there's a process. Yes. So he says you have to examine every nugget for deformities. If it's missing a head, missing a leg, because it has to be dinosaur nuggets, right?
Yes.
It will be rejected. She will not eat it. So he has to examine every nugget to make sure it's complete and perfect before he places it in the oven to bake it for Cecilia so that she can eat it. And there's a certain, it has to be exactly 90 seconds or something like that, or she won't eat it.
So 90 seconds, or there's a science behind it.
So I'm like, this little girl, is also troubled because, okay. For the record, my kids really like chicken nuggets, but they could be beheaded and it was so
It doesn't matter, yeah. So I wonder, is this her own or her mother's doing? Because we know she's not.
She's definitely a strange child. Yeah. We learned that from the beginning because that's what Millie told us.
Yeah.
On page 74?
I have something before. So she was sent to go pick up Cecilia, right? Millie goes to pick up Cecilia because Nina called her to go pick her up. And then she goes, she's looking for her. And then the women there are saying, oh, did she drive you crazy yet? Or they're throwing little snippets that make her question. On this page, it says, I can't help but think back to what the nosy redhead said to me. What did she mean by that? Is Nina more than just an eccentric and demanding boss? Is there something else going with her? And she said, maybe it's better if I don't know. Ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
And this, she just wants a place.
And she recognizes it, right? She needs a place, and she's best off not knowing.
Yep, like don't tell me if I don't know. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
On page 74, I just wanted to read a quote. This is Pam. I think another one of Nina. No, Pam is her parole officer. So Millie's meeting with her parole officer, and Pam tells her, remember, having a job and shelter is important, but human connections are even more important. So it's true. However, I feel that having human connections is challenging for many people, especially nowadays. And while what Pam is saying is true, like, you have to take care of your basic necessities as well, like where to live and where to work and how to pay bills. Like that's I would say equally important as well. So I thought it was a good quote, but also we need to recognize the importance of, the bare necessities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And from here on out, Lily, it might just be a lot of you.
Okay, so on page 95, so we know by now, I believe, Cecilia is not Andy's daughter.
Biological daughter.
Yeah. They got married when she was still a baby. But they want to have another baby, and they're coming back from the fertility doctor, and where they learned they can't have children together, right? The natural way, I should say. What does it say here?
While you gather your thoughts,
yes, please.
I'm going to fill in our readers, our listeners, with the story of Andy, what we know about Andy so far. Andy is handsome. All the women are swooning over him. They wonder what the heck he's doing with crazy Nina. He is charming. He is a devoted father, we now know, to a girl that is not his biological daughter. So everybody's confused. Millie's like, why is he with this woman that's such a slob? that clearly has mental health issues. Why is he taking care of this little girl that is really creepy?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the version of Andy that we're getting while Millie is telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
I believed everything. And I also wondered, I mean, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's really patient with his wife. So you're telling us about Andy now.
Yeah, and it says here, Millie says, Nina is not going to get,
Yeah.
Andy tells Millie, because he sometimes talks to her.
Yes.
And
Talks to her, but not in a creepy way, right?
not in a creepy way, just kind of, Andy is witness to some of the stuff that Nina tells Millie. And it's kind of siding with Millie, like, here, I'll help you clean that up or so.
Yeah.
And so they just got back from the doctor, and he tells Millie, Nina is not going to get pregnant. And Millie, in her thought, my first reaction is surprise. Not that I know much about it, but I can't quite believe that Nina and Andrew aren't able to pay their way out of this dilemma. And I just wrote illusion that money can buy anything. In this situation, they have a lot of money, but all that money in the world. Drink your water.
Sorry, the airplanes.
All that money is not going to get them to have a child of their own together.
And so here we're sympathizing with Andy, right? Poor guy. He wants his own biological child. He can't have his biological child. But he continues to stay with this crazy woman, Nina. I think we haven't talked about a couple of the crazy things that Nina has done. Because you mentioned right now that Andy sides or understands Millie, right? Like, I remember one incident where Nina lost her notes for the PTA meeting.
Yes.
And she blamed Millie for it. And Andy was like, I know you didn't lose them. I know, because she's like, you threw them away. She's like, I know I didn't. I would have recognized these notes. So little things like that Nina accuses Millie of doing.
Yeah.
I told you to pick up Cecilia. And she's like, but you didn't. Or you left her, it was the wrong day or the wrong hour. So just little details like that where Millie feels attacked by Nina, being set up, although she still doesn't understand why. And Andy's like understanding.
Yeah.
And so he just continues to seem like the good guy throughout this narration. You or me? You. Me. So on page 121, Nina is on her way to drop off Cece at camp. As soon as she leaves the room, it's like all the tension has been sucked out of me. I always feel on edge when Nina is around. It's like she's dissecting everything I do. So Nina's going to be gone for like a day or two because this camp is not around the corner. And at this point, and of course, Nina's wearing her white blouse when she leaves. And at this point, Nina's leaving upset because Andy had asked Millie to buy tickets for a show.
A Broadway show.
A Broadway show. And
to make her feel better for the fact that they
can't have children.
Yeah.
But Millie bought tickets on the wrong day, even though she swears that is the correct date that Nina told him to buy them for. So Nina is like, we're going to take this out of your salary because it was your mistake.
Yes.
And it was like the hotel and the tickets for the Broadway show. And Nina's like, Millie's like so stressed out about this.
That's a lot of money.
She's very sure. She said something like the whole month's salary. And so Nina leaves because she's like, I'm not going to miss dropping off my daughter at camp. Because Millie even suggested that she would take her so that they wouldn't miss out on this weekend getaway. And Nina says, no, I'm taking my daughter and I'm going to dock your pay. And she leaves upset. And of course, Millie feels relieved that she's going to have time away from this crazy woman for like a couple of days. Yeah. So that's where we're at here. And again, I mentioned this before, right? The fact that somebody leaves your presence and you feel like, wow, thank God, the tension's gone. Yeah. Like there's people that carry that kind of negative energy, sadly, in our lives, right? So that's where we're at right now. And then
1:30.
I don't have many post-its after that, so it's all you.
So
I'll just interject.
So Millie was supposed to. So Andy once again comes to Millie's rescue and says, I will get. I'm gonna see if they can refund the tickets. And so he, to appease Nina, says, we got a refund.
Yes. Don't dock her pay.
Don't dock her pay, pretty much. But once Nina is gone, he tells Millie, like, hey, I couldn't do it. Why don't we go watch the show?
Well, first he said, take a friend. And she's like, I have no friends.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then he said, let's, I'll take you. Let's go. Because she had never seen the show. So yes, go on, Millie.
So then they go, because she's like, what? By this time, Nina had cleaned out her closet and gave her a bag full of nice, expensive clothes.
Because Nina had gained weight.
Because she had gained a lot of weight, so she didn't fit into them anymore. So she went.
By the way, this does not look like the Nina I imagined.
No, not at all.
There you go, Lily.
Not at all. And so she goes and gets dressed in one of the dresses that Nina had given her. So they go, and she notices that on their car ride there, because it was not that close to their house, is why they had to get a hotel room, right? It was like going to be a day night for them. Anyways, she noticed that her skirt was rising up. And Andy was looking at that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure she liked that because she knows he's handsome.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, she's crushing.
Already.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is like, she's obsessively thinking of him. At this point.
Yeah. So she's liking that he's kind of like glancing over at her leg, that the skirt is rising up.
And she's like, well, crazy Nina doesn't deserve this wonderful guy anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, with everything that she's doing. The show's over, and Andy says, well, we're here. Why don't we go have dinner? And he suggests a French restaurant. He says, my treat.
That's why we're here.
And so we are here at
Not the same.
Le Chateau Garden Bistro.
Yes.
We had a fine breakfast.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know if it's French, but it's cute.
It's cute. It's a cute place.
Where we are.
I knew that I would not have escargot.
No.
No. But we wanted to, recreate that part.
Yes. At least that, because we didn't have a nice big home to go to. Oh, I forgot. I need to drink my coffee. Sorry, it's getting cold.
It's getting cold. Yes. So yes, this is why we brought you to this French cute little bistro in honor of this dinner, fancy dinner that Andy and Nina had together.
Fancy, so fancy.
They drank 2 bottles of wine.
2 bottles of wine together, and he says he's stumbling out I can't drive like this. Let's just stay at the room that was already booked for Nina and for him. So they stayed, and I know
it happened.
Had to happen.
It happened.
And she's thrilled.
Yes.
Can't say she's upset. Yes. She's thrilled that this handsome man saw her. And
this rich, handsome man.
Yes. Wealthy. Yes.
Yes.
Because Nina doesn't deserve him.
Yes.
Because she's a little nutty.
Yes.
Page 165. So she's thinking about, so they go home, right? And when they go home the next day, while they were actually in town, right, to see this show, Nina texts Millie and says, can you take out the trash? And she's like, oh my gosh, I gotta take out the trash.
Nina will go crazy if she sees trash when she comes back. Because Nina's crazy, remember?
Because she's a little nutty. And needless to say, she does not take out the trash. So that's one of the things that, like, she's going to find out we were not home. She's going to find out we went to the show, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so she's thinking about her boss. She's thinking about Andy because she's so handsome, and it's kind of awkward because in passing, they look at each other because they know what happened. Yeah. And they don't want Nina to find out they went to the show together, let alone spend the night. Anyways, page 166, it says, I have Sunday off, so I spend the day out of the house. It's a beautiful summer day, not too hot and not too cold. So I drive over to the local park and sit down on a bench and read my book. When you're in prison, you forget those simple pleasures. Just going outside and reading at the park. Sometimes you want it so bad, it's physically painful. So I wrote simple pleasures, and to her, we might take her for granted that we can go anywhere and get our book and read a book, right? And she's just enjoying this part, her day off to go be alone and read a book. And once again, appreciating what she has now, what she can do. Yeah. Now that she's not in prison. Yeah. Reading a book is free, by the way.
Free entertainment.
Free entertainment. Just saying. Yeah. Page 169. It says her identity. So she, so Nina cooks for them, right? And I don't know what she cooked at this point in time. And so she accuses, oh no, it's not when she cooked. She had already accused her of something about, oh, is this food just as good as what you had in prison?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, uh-oh, she knows she was in prison. Andy's like, what? He didn't know either. Millie doesn't know what to do with this information, but Nina is just sitting there cutting away, whatever it is, very nonchalant about it, but you know there's an ulterior motive to that.
Yes.
But I think at this point this is Nina accusing Millie of stealing her clothes.
Oh, yes.
A few chapters back, she gave her the clothes because it didn't fit, and she's saying, I didn't steal it, you gave it to me. And so Andy is siding again with Millie, saying, she didn't take those dresses. I know she didn't. And then I think they were having a conversation. They're just yelling, how could you take her side over mine? Nina shoves back. The girl was in prison. You can't trust somebody like that. She's a liar, a thief, and she probably deserves to be back in prison. How could you say something like that? Millie has been wonderful. So I just feel like her identity is defined by her past. So just because she's in prison, it's almost like that's going to be forever with her. And that stigma that comes with it, she was in prison, she's a criminal, right? Does that ever
change, right?
Will that ever change for her?
How many years do you have to live under that, you know,
it's a
cloud?
It's a cloud, right?
Right.
And we still don't know what she did.
Yes, we still don't know
what she did. But this is Nina just going off because she stole her clothes, and you're like, oh my gosh, how sad.
Yeah.
Accusing her again. I think at this point, this is...
And then Nina knows, I mean, Millie knows, right? Like, if it's her word against mine, clearly they're going to believe her. I have a criminal record, and she's not. She's a rich lady.
Yeah.
So she has to tread cautiously around Nina, because now she's like, she could call the cops anytime and put me back in jail if she wants.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and it is in that conversation that Andy pretty much tells her, I don't love you. You need to leave, and I think we should separate. And she says, how can you say that?
Yes.
But
kicks her out of the house.
Kicks her out of the house. He says, right now, leave.
He says, this is my house. And then she says, but what about Cecilia? Well, she's your daughter. You never wanted me to. You never wanted me to adopt her, to make her, you know, legally mine. So because what I first thought when he said that she's your daughter, I was like, wow, I thought he was a nice guy, you know. But then when he says, well, you never wanted her to be legally mine, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then I'm empathizing with him again.
Yeah.
Because you know, as a female, I'm like, gosh, he's throwing her out, right? But when he mentions that, it's like, okay, I guess maybe it makes sense. Like, you know, this woman has cut all. She has no redemption. I'm talking about Nina. So once she gets kicked out, now the second part of the book, there's 3 parts. I mean, I said 2, there's 3. The second part of the book, it's all about Nina. Now we're going to hear her version of the same events.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where your post-it is at, Lini.
Yeah, and that's where it says Nina leaves. So Nina leaves. And I think Millie's happy about this. Oh,
yeah. She's like sleeping in the guest room with him. You know, he goes to work. She's like, this is going to be my house. Like, she's already, her imagination is going wild. She's a little bit worried about how Nina will react, because Nina, remember, is crazy. Yeah. But she is confident that Andy will protect her, right, from Nina. Because Andy already knows she has a criminal record, and apparently it doesn't bother him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and then, the next part 2 is about Nina's point of view and how she left, right? She was kicked out, she left. But then you learn this was her plan all along. Her plan was to find someone to replace her and be able to leave that house, be able to leave Andy without any consequences.
Because she was in a toxic marriage, and this man had a grip on her and would not let her go.
So, and you know, when it does go back on how they met, he was her boss, and he saw her. They went. Their first meal was hot dogs outside, right? Then they went on dates, and then they quickly got married. And she had a little baby at this point, but never adopted her.
We learned that he's very predatory, and he picks up on women that he thinks have no out. So he did it with Nina. Clearly, he knew about Millie also, that she had a prison record, how desperate she was.
Yeah.
So that is why
he likes blondes.
Yes.
Also. And so after they were married, shortly after they got married, she was already living with him. And her roots started showing a little bit, her roots. And he made a comment to that. And she said, oh, I just haven't had time. Then he says, well, come here, I have something to show you. Takes her up to this attic. And she looks in there, and there's just a little cot, a bucket, doors closed. It's almost like it took you back to what Millie was seeing, what Millie was describing at the beginning of the book. So Andy comes back hours later because she's thinking, oh, I got locked in here. Oh, he forgot I'm in here. Or the door closed and he didn't realize I stayed in here. But we know that he did it on purpose. He was upset because her roots are showing.
He's a perfectionist.
Yes.
A creepy perfectionist.
Yes.
So her punishment on top of being locked up in this room is that she's supposed to pull out 100 hairs. You know, literally pull out 100 hairs, and he has a camera in there, and he's watching her, and it has to be 100 hairs, and she has to do it at a certain amount of time, and I think she's off by a couple hairs, and he makes her start over.
Oh, and it has to be from like the root.
Yes,
to show.
Yes, the root has to show. And she's supposed to put him in an envelope and pass it under the door.
Yes.
So that was her first experience with like, okay, this guy is like something else.
And there's only 3 little water bottles in there.
Yes. No food. And the bucket is for, you know, she can't go to the bathroom. So that's the bucket
herself, really. And when Millie describes the room, she describes the 3 little water bottles. Yes. And she wonders like,
why is that here? Yeah.
But okay. She doesn't think anything of it. So this is...
and the other thing about this room, sorry, Lily, is that it has a little window, but you can't open it. It's like glued shut.
It's like
painted
shut.
Now we know why.
Yeah.
Now we know why.
Yeah. And but through the little window, you can see out to the garden where Enzo has warned Nina. Now he's Italian and he only speaks Italian right now, and pretty much saying,
the only word he has mentioned is danger.
Danger in Italian. So she had to look it up. I think he's in his own way trying to warn her, like, don't go in there.
Don't work there.
But, so that was another red flag, right?
Didn't listen.
And so there's Nina talking about how her experience in this room. And she says, I think back to when it was just me and Cece. I was always overwhelmed, always on the brink of tears. I had no idea how good I had it before I was married to a psychopath who would lock me in a room overnight just because I missed a hairdresser appointment. So now she's regretting marrying this guy. But, you know, how would she know?
Yeah.
There's no
He fooled us in the first half.
Definitely. Yeah.
We're pretty smart.
And keeps fooling Iris.
So yes. So now Nina's giving us a whole other version, right? Of who Andy really is.
Yeah. And
psycho.
And what page do you have?
Not yet.
Not yet. So she really tries to tell her friends, people around her, of what he's doing, but they don't believe her because this is what he has on her now. She ended up in a mental institution for 8 months because she was being accused of almost...
He set her up.
Set her up. Drugged her. Drugged Cece as a baby. As if... Made it seem as if Nina was trying to drown her own daughter.
Like she had postpartum depression. And everybody fell for it. So her daughter was literally almost killed. And if she hadn't woken up or reacted, or somebody called 911, right? I think it was him, Andy.
When he came home, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now she was in a mental institution, and she's afraid that he'll send her back. Everybody knows that she's quote unquote crazy. And she's afraid that he will keep his daughter, her daughter, I mean. So this is why she stays and has to play by his rules.
And as she's getting released from this institution, and she talks about how in the beginning, even his touch, she would kind of recoil. But now she's like learned to push those feelings away. And it says, Andy didn't do anything to me. It was my screwed up brain that imagined it all. She was being gaslighted this whole time.
Yes.
Yeah. And it says here, I've got to get home. I've got to get back to my life the way it was. Andy has been so great about everything. He took on more than he bargained for with me. She believes it's all her.
Yes.
It's almost like she had to repress all her time in the attic. And she wonders, like, did that even happen?
Yeah.
Or is that just...
Because everybody's telling her it didn't. And he's charmed every woman in town. Nobody believes her. She has no one.
She has no one.
I think before you now.
Okay.
Yes. So on 236.
236?
35. 30.
Oh, I'm 227.
Okay, go ahead.
So
numbers.
I think when they get home, Evelyn, this is Andy's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Has been the one helping to watch Cece this whole time.
Yes.
And, she's describing his mom. It says her hair looks like it might have once been blonde, but now she's just at the precipice between blonde and white. Her hair, surprisingly thick and healthy for a woman her age. Evelyn is, in general, incredibly well preserved and flawless. I have never seen her with so much as a loose thread on her sweater. And it talks about here how it says Evelyn is not as quick as Cece to rise to her feet. She slowly stands up from the couch, brushing off her pristine white slacks. I never noticed before how frequently Evelyn dresses in white, which has always been Andy's favorite color on me.
So now we know why she dresses in white.
Now we know why she dresses in
it's
white.
Almost, and we're starting to see, right, the mommy issues, right? He wants a wife that is just like his mother. So now we're starting, at some point we're going to see that Evelyn is pretty creepy too. Towards the end of the book. So 236. On 236, in summary, why Nina does not leave. So I'll read to you. Andy and I have been married for 7 years now, and he has kept every one of his promises. He has in many ways been a wonderful husband. He has supported me financially. He has been a father figure to Cecilia. He's even-tempered and agreeable. He doesn't drink heavily or mess around behind my back like so many other men in this town. He's almost perfect, and I hate his guts, she says. I have done everything I possibly can to get out of this marriage. I bargained with him. I told him I would leave with just Cecilia and the clothing on my back, but he just laughed. With my history of mental health problems, it would be easy for him to tell the police I kidnapped Cece and was going to hurt her again. I tried playing the part of the perfect wife, hoping not to give him an excuse to take me up to the attic. I cooked delicious homemade dinners, kept the house spotless, and even pretended not to be repulsed when we had sex. But he always found something I never would have imagined I did wrong. So Nina this is her life. So then she tries this, and I will continue reading on page 237. Eventually I gave up. I wasn't going to try to be nice if it didn't even affect how often he took me up there. My new strategy became to repel him. I started behaving like a shrew, snapping at him for every little thing that annoyed me. He didn't care. He almost seemed to enjoy the abuse. I stopped going to the gym and started eating whatever the hell I wanted, hoping if I couldn't turn him off with my behavior, I could turn him off with my appearance. On one occasion, he caught me indulging in a chocolate cake, and he dragged me up to the attic and starved me for 2 days as a punishment. But after that, he didn't seem to care anymore. So this explains her appearance, what Millie walks into when she's first hired, why the house is such a mess. He wants to gross him out, keep him off her, away from. Yes. She's trying a different strategy because being good did not work for her. One of the things that we didn't mention, Lily, and I don't know if you remember, she mentions Kathleen, his former fiance, that she had also tried to reach out to her to see if this had happened to her as well. But she was not able to find her, and she gave up.
Nina was trying to reach out.
Nina was trying to find Kathleen, and it never happened.
She never found her.
So that's some of So those are the reasons that Nina gives us for staying. And then on page 238, she explains to us why she dresses Cecilia the way she does, right? Like a creepy little doll. She says that it was Andy's idea and Evelyn's idea. He has purchased a wardrobe of itchy, frilly dresses that she hates, that the other children may make fun of her for wearing, but she knows if she doesn't wear them or gets them dirty, her mother will disappear for days. Likely naked to teach me clothing is a privilege, so she obeys. I'm scared that someday he will start punishing her instead, but in the meantime, I'm happy to accept my fate if he spares my daughter. So this is why, again, why she stays, and this is why Cecilia dresses the way she dresses. It's a way of torturing Nina and warning her that, it's either her or her daughter.
And Cecilia is realizing this, so she goes along with this too.
As she's growing up. What I didn't feel aligned very well, Lily, is how the portrait that Millie paints of Cecilia, right? Because Cecilia was very mean to Millie.
Yeah.
And so I did not understand, Nina describes her daughter as a sweet girl trying to fit in, behaving for the sake of her mother because she's starting to realize her mother gets punished if she, Cecilia, doesn't do certain things. But that doesn't explain why Cecilia was such a bratty kid to Millie, unless,
unless Nina told
her to be a brat. Yes.
So we didn't get that.
We didn't get that part, I don't think, and I think it would have helped explain, give us a backstory to Cecilia.
Yeah.
Okay, my Post-its are gone. It's all you now.
All right, so page 272. So now we're on part 3.
Yes. And on part 3, we're alternating between the two women, right?
Okay. So we're with Millie now, and this is where she is now alone with Andrew. And she's happy, blissfully. Like it's just a few days.
I guess. I got everything I wanted.
Yeah, and he comes home and sees that 3 of his books were just left out. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was reading," and he said, "Oh, okay." They go up to her attic where they get to sleep together. She wakes up. She's alone in the attic. He's gone. She's locked in, and this is when she realizes, like,
the same thing. Was this an accident?
Yeah, same thing.
He'll come back for me. Just like Nina did the first time.
Exactly. It's almost like we're seeing the cycle again. Because how can this handsome guy do that to her? So she's left up there as a punishment for leaving the books out. And as a consequence, she's supposed to get 3 heavy books and put them on her stomach for how long?
Hours.
For hours, right?
Just
for hours. And she does it because she's like, I need to get out of here.
But I think she misses, she takes them off 2 minutes before or something.
And this is when she realizes he has a camera and he's watching me.
Yeah.
And so then it makes sense. Then it makes sense because she has to use the restroom. So now the bucket
She's
makes
like,
sense.
that's what the bucket was for.
That's what the bucket is for, the 3 water bottles. And as she goes to get the bucket, she sees a maze, as pepper spray in there.
But we don't know this yet. The reader doesn't know this yet. But yes, there was a maze.
Yeah, because there was pepper spray in there, and she takes it. And what was I don't know what the plot was.
We learned that the pepper spray was there towards the end, and we learned that it was Nina that put it there. And maybe you were going to say this with the rest of your Post-its, Lee, but we're going back and forth between Nina and Millie now. Nina chose Millie to save herself. So she wanted to find a replacement. You did say that.
A replacement, but she also hired her to kill him.
Yes. And
because of her
suspense.
Dun, dun, dun.
What we forgot to mention is that Enzo has a more important role than just being the gardener.
Yeah.
So Enzo helped. He was aware of what was going on in that household with Nina. And because his sister had been killed in Italy by her abusive partner, and he was not able to do anything back then, he felt it his duty to help Nina escape this relationship. And he guilted Nina.
I need a bucket.
He guilted Nina into helping Millie escape as well, because Nina was like, you know what? I'm out. Nina's on her own. She can figure it out. But then she decided that she needed to help her, give her an out. Because yes, her intention was, this woman is capable of murder because she did murder.
Yeah, she did murder as a teenager. It was an accident though, because she was trying to save her best friend. And she hit the guy that was trying to
rape her.
Rape her friend. And that
some school dance in high school,
and that caused the guy to die. So it was accidental, but that killed him, and so she ended up in jail
for 10 years. And the friend was not very grateful that she saved her. Like, everybody turned her back on her
because it was her boyfriend, right? That was trying to, right?
The girl's boyfriend.
Yeah, the girl's boyfriend.
So,
but Nina, throughout, she didn't know who to confide in because all these women would go to Andy. Oh, this is what she said. So there was always a punishment for that. So that was his hold or his grip on her. And also because of Cece. But somehow, some way, she confided in Enzo, and Enzo believed her. So when he saw Millie coming, and it's like, he tried to warn her, danger.
But she thought she meant Nina was the danger.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It turns out it was Andy that was the danger.
Actually Andy. So yeah, it says on page 283, she was hired. She was hired not just to replace her, but to kill him. Because she knew eventually it was going to get to the point that she was
and Nina didn't have it in her to kill him. Plus, that she was already accused of being crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so Nina leaves. She goes and picks up Cece. Then Enzo, they did sleep together because I think there was some form of attraction. But then Enzo calls her and says, you need to come back and you need to get her out of there. And she's like, absolutely not. I am not doing that. And she's like, but she's been in there for 3 days.
Yeah.
She's like, well, how do you know she didn't leave? They didn't leave in her car. So Enzo was already keeping an eye out, and it's true. And so she had this like, okay, let me go help her because it is my fault that she's in there. So she does. She does go to see what is the matter. Why is Millie still in why she hasn't left the house in 3 days. So she does that. So she goes because she has a key. Because she tells Enzo, well, why don't you go? There's a key under the flower pot. And he said, no, because if I get caught,
I'm trespassing. I get deported. I'll get in trouble. This is your house still, technically.
Yeah,
you're the wife.
Key.
Yes.
So she goes. She goes in. Doesn't see anything. She goes up to the attic. She uses the key that she has. Because I think she also left Millie a key. Because Millie had asked, like, oh, can I get a key for the room? Because it doesn't lock. Oh, yeah, I'll get you a copy. Anyways, she uses the key, opens the door, and a sight.
Yeah.
I did not. I mean, I had already read this, but I did not expect Andy. Okay, so going back.
Yes,
somehow
we
she
need to
uses
rewind
the pepper spray.
When he walks in.
Yeah, so he opens the door to let Millie out. She uses the pepper spray, sprays him, locks him in there. He's pissed. She's like, let me out. She's like, nope. You got to put those 3 books on you, lower than the stomach. And he is so mad. He's livid, right? But he does it because he wants to get out.
He realizes she's not going to let him out. Yeah.
And he does it, and she does the same thing. He's like, nope, you got to do it again because I've been watching you.
You missed a minute or something like that.
Yeah, something ridiculous. So she does that, knowing well that she's never going to let him out.
And then she asks him to take out a tooth.
Oh, yeah. Remember she left pliers there.
Yeah.
For him to start pulling out teeth.
So it was almost...
And he does.
It was one that it was one that she required, but somehow he was like, I'm just going to take more out, so she'll let me out. She didn't ask for more.
Yeah, he was just he started pulling out more teeth. But she knew she wasn't going to let him out.
Yeah.
She was doing it because he was going to die there. And so when Nina opened the door, that's him. He was in there for a week.
Yeah.
He died. No water, no food. So he was like, just the look of him, it was just a nightmare. She's like, what happened? And so then Millie comes with the pepper spray, and she's like, don't pepper spray me. Like, and this is when she admits to Millie, I brought you here for you to kill him.
Yeah.
You did
what I brought you here for.
Yeah, exactly. And so she has this change of heart, like, Millie, go.
Yeah, I'll take care of this.
Yeah, because if you get arrested, you're going back to jail because she's on parole. I'll take care of it. So Millie does leave. and she's there. She calls the cops, and because she, she's like, what's the worst that can happen? I end up in a mental institution. Been there already, right? Enzo is watching Cece right now, so she's like, take care of my daughter. The cops get there. They do what they gotta do. I don't know if they did an autopsy or not.
I can't remember that part.
Yeah, and so it turns out the cop that was leading the investigation happens to be Kathleen's father.
Yes.
The ex-fiance of Andy.
Yes.
And so he pretty much says,
it's all good. It's all taken care of. Everybody go.
He locked himself in there by accident.
And he kind of went crazy and pulled out his own teeth just because.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's how they justify it.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually not going to get charged for anything, right?
Yeah.
And he does tell her, I am Kathleen's dad, and everything's fine. At the funeral, that
was really creepy too.
That was really creepy too. What happened to my bow? There it is. Yeah. The mom is watching over, and she's like, oh my gosh, here she comes. What does she want, right? Evelyn.
The mother-in-law, yes, Evelyn, Andy's mom.
And she comes and she says, it's such a shame. She says that he never really learned. I'm glad you stepped up and taught him a lesson. This is her telling Nina. My jaw is hanging open as Evelyn makes one last adjustment to her son's white shirt. Then she walks out of the funeral home, leaving me behind. So going back, she says something about, what is she saying? Evelyn, if you don't take care of your teeth, she continues, then you lose the privilege to have teeth. And she's like, Evelyn, Andy knew that. He knew that was my rule. She lifts her eyes. When I pulled out one of his baby teeth with pliers, I thought he understood. So his
mother was,
from his mother's doing from early on.
Yeah.
She was so extreme with her discipline, punishment, really.
Yes. Beyond discipline.
Yeah, he learned to do that with his partners.
Yes.
And so I have a post-it, go back to this page. He likes he liked Nina to wear white and to punish her for doing the minimal things that he didn't like. And I was just thinking, what if that was his way of punishing his own mother for what she did to him?
He couldn't do it to his mother.
Yeah.
So he was doing it to his girlfriends, partners, wives.
Somebody that looked like blonde.
Yes.
All white.
That's true.
So he's projecting that on them. I don't know, Freida.
That's pretty
tell
good.
me.
That's pretty good for somebody that doesn't have a psychology degree, Lily.
Right?
Yes. So, yes.
Wow,
I think you're right, Lily.
Something. Freida,
he made these women look. He picked women that were vulnerable. He made them look like his mom, and then he punished them for what his mother did to him. So
Evelyn at the end found a justification and didn't question Nina.
Yeah, she's like, you did.
She knew
that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you discipline people that don't do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Evelyn knew.
Yeah.
And she was fine with it.
And she was okay with it.
She's like, bye. Never shed a tear.
No.
At her son's
funeral. She was creepy. Creepy too.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how the movie's going to turn out. So dear reader,
different
let us
covers.
Yeah, this was what I found at Target.
Yeah.
Because it's on Kindle Unlimited.
She's going to be Millie and she's going to be Nina. Yes. No? No?
I think this is Nina. This is Millie.
Yeah, she's wearing white, you're right.
Yeah, this is Nina. This is Millie. Remember, she's blonde right there?
Yes, that's true.
So Freida, great book. Great psychological thriller. Easy read, right?
We enjoyed it.
Great twist. So I can't wait for the book. So dear reader, let us know. Do you like this?
Yes.
Do you not? Have you read any of her books? Because I have, and they all have the same.
And I've only read The Wife Upstairs, which was it was also twists, and it was a while back, but yes.
Our next book.
Yes, our next book. We're tackling another 600-pager.
Say this or
600-page plus. Yes.
Dan Brown, The Secret of Secrets.
So I will tell you a little bit about it because I'm introducing Lily to Dan Brown. I think people have seen his movies or the movies based on his books. I've read all his books. When you hear it's a page turner, it's a page turner. Like it's very intense storytelling. This one is about, the premise is that it's about consciousness and the mind and the science behind it. Like, is our consciousness in our brains, or is there a more universal cosmic consciousness? So
Wow,
yeah,
that's deep.
it's very philosophical, and that's what I like about his books. He picks something and he really gives you all, like I have all these post-its already on my book.
Wow.
All the fun facts.
So it might be a two-part.
Yeah. Let's see how the discussion goes. But I highly recommend the book. Like I said, I've read all of them, and I think you and Lily will enjoy them. So yeah, go get it because yeah, you're gonna be reading 600 pages.
Well, and both of us, we're gonna both be on vacation separately. We will be on a 7-night cruise to Mexico, and
I'm going to Japan.
So we will have.
We'll say hello from there.
Yes, we'll
be reading, and we'll reconnect with you in 2026.
Yes.
Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and don't forget to like us and subscribe and read.
Yes,
most importantly.
Please.
Yes. Until next. Oh, our post-it strippers.
Our discussion.
Yes.